Hi friend and welcome to my channel. I am Elma Joy, a working professional, life coach, and content creator in San Diego, California. Today we're diving into a topic that so many of us experience but don't always talk about: loneliness. If you've ever felt alone, even in a room full of people, or if you're struggling with isolation, I want you to know that you are not alone in feeling this way. Loneliness is something we all go through at different points in life, and it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. In fact, it's a sign that you want real connection, and that is a beautiful thing. Today we'll explore why we feel lonely, how to cope with it, and ways to build meaningful connections. So grab a cozy drink, take a deep breath, and let's dive in. Why do we feel lonely? Loneliness isn't about just being physically alone. You can be surrounded by people and still feel disconnected. It's really about the quality of our relationships and whether we feel seen and understood. Sometimes loneliness comes from when we go through changes in life, moving to a new city, changing jobs, or going through a breakup. Other times it's linked with deeper feelings of self-worth or the fear of vulnerability. And let's be real, social media can sometimes make it worse. Even seeing someone's highlight reel can make us feel like we're the only ones struggling and that everyone is having so much more fun and has more friends than us. But here's the truth. Loneliness is a part of the human experience. We all go through it at some point, and it doesn't define us. Now let's talk about ways to work through it, because while feeling lonely is natural, we don't have to stay stuck in it. So tip 1, start with yourself. One of the best ways to deal with loneliness is to reconnect with yourself. When was the last time you truly enjoyed your own company? I recommend you try activities that bring you joy. Reading, journaling, walking in nature, or even taking yourself on a solo date. The more comfortable you are with yourself, the easier it is to form genuine connections with others. Tip 2, reach out even when it's hard. When you're feeling lonely, you might tell yourself that no one cares about you or that you're a burden if you reach out. But this is simply not true. People do care, and connection starts with small steps. Some things you can try when reaching out are texting or calling a friend just to check in, saying yes to invitations even if you're not in the mood at first, or joining a class, hobby group, or community event where you can meet new people with similar interests. In my life, I met a lot of people through community groups like support groups and meetups. I highly recommend checking out heypeers.com and meetup.com to connect with people online and in person who share similar experiences and interests as you. It takes effort, but connection grows when we show up. So be brave and make the move to connect first. Tip 3, shift your mindset from what can I get to what can I give. Sometimes loneliness fades when we focus on being there for and supporting others. Volunteering, offering a kind word, or simply being present for someone else can create a deep sense of connection. When we shift from I need connection to how can I bring connection to others, we often find that loneliness softens. I always feel better when I know that I'm able to help and support another person when they are going through tough times by just listening and just letting them know that someone is there for them. If you see someone in need of a friend, we can step up and be the friend that brightens their day. Tip 4, practice self-compassion. Loneliness can bring up negative self-talk. Thoughts like, I'm not interesting, or nobody wants to be around me. But that is just the inner critic talking. Instead of being hard on yourself, practice self-compassion. Self-compassion is the practice of being kind and understanding towards oneself, especially when facing difficulties. It involves being aware of and accepting one's pain and suffering and recognizing that mistakes are a normal part of life. Ways you can practice self-compassion include reminding yourself that loneliness is a temporary feeling, not a permanent state, and that everything is temporary, good or bad. Speaking to yourself in a way that you would talk to a dear friend. What would you say to your best friend if they're going through the same thing as you? And remembering that you are worthy of love and connection just as you are, that you are enough. Loneliness is something we all experience, but it doesn't define us. By nurturing our relationship with ourselves, reaching out to others, and practicing kindness, both to ourselves and those around us, we can move through loneliness and find deeper connections. And if you're in a season of loneliness right now, I just want to remind you, you are not alone in feeling alone. You are loved, you are valued, and you belong. Thank you, friend, for spending this time with me today. If this episode resonated with you, please subscribe, like this video or podcast, and share it with someone who might need to hear it. And if you ever need a reminder that you are not alone, just come back to this space. Next time, I'll be talking about more helpful advice. Until then, take care and remember, you are enough.